In the heart of the Mediterranean, between the 11th and 13th centuries, stood one of the most fascinating kingdoms of the Middle Ages, the Kingdom of Sicily. This remarkable realm emerged at a crucial intersection between Europe, Africa, and the Middle East, becoming a stage for one of medieval history's most extraordinary experiments in multicultural coexistence. Picture yourself walking through the streets of medieval Palermo, the kingdom's capital. The air was rich with the mingled scents of oriental spices brought by Arab merchants, incense wafting from Christian churches, and the distinctive aroma of parchment from Jewish synagogues. The city's streets resonated with a symphony of languages, Arabic, Latin, Greek, and Hebrew, as merchants from diverse origins conducted their trade under the Mediterranean sun. The kingdom's strategic location made it a natural crossroads of civilizations. Situated at the center of the Mediterranean, Sicily served as a bridge between the Islamic world to the south, the Byzantine Empire to the east, and Latin Christian Europe to the north. This geographical advantage transformed the island into a vital hub for commerce, cultural exchange, and intellectual discourse. The Norman rulers, particularly Roger II, demonstrated remarkable wisdom in preserving and building upon the existing multicultural fabric of the island. Rather than imposing a single cultural model, they embraced the diversity they inherited from previous Arab and Byzantine rulers. This approach gave birth to a unique administrative system that drew from Byzantine bureaucracy, Islamic fiscal practices, and Norman feudal traditions. In the markets of Palermo, one could find Arab merchants selling Damascus steel alongside Jewish goldsmiths and Greek artisans. The kingdom's ports buzzed with activity as ships from Venice, Genoa, Constantinople, and Alexandria brought goods and ideas from distant lands. This commercial vibrancy contributed significantly to the kingdom's prosperity and cultural richness. The architecture of the period perfectly embodied this cultural fusion. The Palatine Chapel in Palermo stands as a testament to this unique blend, featuring Norman-style architecture, Byzantine mosaics, and an Islamic-inspired Macarnase ceiling. Arabic, Greek, and Latin inscriptions coexisted on its walls, reflecting the kingdom's trilingual administration and multicultural ethos. This cultural synthesis extended beyond commerce and architecture into the realm of knowledge and learning. The court of Palermo became a celebrated center of scholarship, where translators worked to make Arabic and Greek texts accessible to Latin readers. Muslim astronomers collaborated with Christian mathematicians, while Jewish physicians shared their medical knowledge with practitioners from various backgrounds. The agricultural landscape was transformed by Arab irrigation techniques and the introduction of new crops such as citrus fruits, sugarcane, and cotton. These innovations not only enhanced the kingdom's prosperity, but also influenced agricultural practices throughout medieval Europe. Perhaps most remarkably, this multicultural society flourished during an era of religious conflict, when the Crusades were reshaping relations between Christian and Muslim worlds. The Kingdom of Sicily stood as a powerful counterexample, demonstrating that different faiths and cultures could not only coexist, but could together create something greater than the sum of their parts. This historic experiment in multicultural coexistence left an indelible mark on Mediterranean civilization. Today, Sicily's art, architecture, cuisine, and local traditions continue to reflect this rich medieval heritage, reminding us that diversity and cultural exchange can be powerful forces for innovation and social progress. The story of the Kingdom of Sicily offers timeless lessons about the potential for human societies to transcend religious and cultural differences, creating spaces where diversity becomes a source of strength rather than division. In our modern world, grappling with questions of cultural identity and coexistence, the medieval Kingdom of Sicily stands as a compelling example of how different cultures can come together to create something truly extraordinary. The remarkable story of medieval Sicily was profoundly influenced by several extraordinary individuals who helped forge its unique multicultural identity. These key figures exemplified the kingdom's ability to bring together different traditions and create something unprecedented in medieval Europe. Roger II of Sicily stands as one of the most fascinating monarchs of medieval Europe. Born in 1095 and ruling until 1154, he transformed a collection of Norman conquests into a sophisticated, multicultural kingdom. Known as the Lawgiver, Roger II demonstrated remarkable political acumen by establishing a government that incorporated the best elements of Norman, Byzantine, and Islamic systems. He commissioned the Assizes of Ariano, a groundbreaking legal code that harmonized different legal traditions while respecting local customs and religious practices. Beyond his legislative achievements, Roger II was a passionate patron of science and arts. His court in Palermo became a beacon of learning, attracting scholars from across the Mediterranean. He commissioned the creation of the Book of Roger, a comprehensive geographical work by the Muslim scholar al-Idrisi, which remained one of the most advanced geographical studies for several centuries. Roger's religious tolerance was exceptional for his time. He wore Arab-style clothing, employed Muslim bodyguards, and ensured his kingdom's documents were written in Latin, Greek, and Arabic. Among the Muslim intellectuals who flourished in Sicily, Muhammad al-Idrisi emerges as a towering figure. While not fictional like Al-Hasan al-Sakili, he represents the actual contributions of Arab scholars to the kingdom's intellectual life. Born in Ceuta, al-Idrisi brought to Sicily not only his geographical expertise, but also knowledge of astronomy and medicinal plants. His work at Roger II's court exemplified the collaborative spirit between different cultures that characterized the kingdom. The Jewish community played a vital role in Sicily's cultural tapestry, represented by figures like Rabbi Solomon ben Elijah. Jewish physicians were highly respected throughout medieval Europe, and Sicily was no exception. Their medical knowledge, derived from both classical sources and practical experience, contributed significantly to the kingdom's healthcare practices. Jewish scholars also served as important translators, helping bridge the linguistic gaps between Arabic, Hebrew, Greek, and Latin texts. Frederick II, Roger II's grandson, continued and expanded his grandfather's multicultural vision. Known as Stupor Mundi, Wonder of the World, Frederick spoke 6 languages and established the University of Naples, one of Europe's earliest universities. His court included scholars from all 3 major faiths, and he maintained diplomatic relations with Muslim rulers even while leading a crusade. The kingdom's administrative structure included officials from diverse backgrounds. The Royal Diwan, the kingdom's financial administration, employed Muslim administrators who maintained their traditional record-keeping practices. Greek officials continued to serve in areas with strong Byzantine traditions, while Norman nobles held key military positions. These leaders and intellectuals created an environment where cultural exchange was not just tolerated but actively encouraged. Their contributions went beyond mere coexistence. They fostered genuine collaboration and mutual enrichment. Muslim engineers worked alongside Christian architects to create unique buildings. Jewish merchants facilitated trade between Christian and Muslim territories. Greek scribes preserved classical knowledge, while Arab mathematicians advanced scientific understanding. The legacy of these key figures extends far beyond their time. They demonstrated that effective leadership could transcend religious and cultural boundaries, creating institutions and practices that drew strength from diversity rather than enforcing uniformity. Their example of inclusive governance and intellectual openness offers valuable lessons for modern societies grappling with similar challenges of cultural integration and religious coexistence. Through their combined efforts, these protagonists created a unique social and cultural experiment that stood in stark contrast to the religious conflicts that dominated medieval Europe. Their success in building a functioning multicultural society, even if temporary, remains a powerful testament to the possibilities of human cooperation across religious and cultural divides. The Kingdom of Sicily stands as a remarkable testament to how cultural diversity can become a wellspring of strength and innovation, even amid profound religious tensions. This central theme unfolds against the backdrop of medieval Europe's religious conflicts, making Sicily's achievement even more extraordinary. At its core, the kingdom faced a complex balancing act. Internally, it needed to maintain harmony among its Christian, Muslim, and Jewish populations, each with its own customs, laws, and religious practices. Externally, it had to defend its unique multicultural model against powerful forces that viewed such diversity with suspicion and hostility. The internal dynamics of the kingdom presented numerous challenges. The Norman rulers had to create systems that would allow different communities to maintain their identities while fostering cooperation and mutual benefit. This led to innovative solutions such as the development of a trilingual administrative system, where official documents were produced in Latin, Greek, and Arabic, the establishment of separate legal courts for different communities, while maintaining an overarching royal justice system, the creation of economic policies that leveraged the strengths of each community, Muslim agricultural expertise, Jewish trading networks, and Christian military organization. However, the greatest challenges came from external pressures. The papacy, in particular, viewed Sicily's tolerance of Muslims and Jews with growing concern. The Pope repeatedly pressured Sicily's rulers to conform to conventional European Christian practices. This created a delicate diplomatic situation where Sicilian kings had to maintain their independence while avoiding open conflict with the Church. European monarchs also regarded Sicily's unique society with suspicion. Many saw the kingdom's close relations with Muslim territories and its employment of Muslim scholars and officials as potentially threatening. This led to diplomatic tensions and occasionally military confrontations, particularly with the Holy Roman Empire. The kingdom faced several critical periods of conflict. During the reign of Roger II, when papal opposition to his coronation led to years of political maneuvering and occasional military confrontation. The period following William II's death, when competing claims to the throne threatened to destroy the kingdom's delicate cultural balance. The time of Frederick II, when his policies of religious tolerance clashed directly with papal authority, eventually leading to his excommunication. Yet these challenges often strengthened, rather than weakened, the kingdom's commitment to multiculturalism. The Norman and Hohenstaufen rulers recognized that their kingdom's diversity was not just a cultural feature, but a strategic advantage. The combination of different intellectual traditions led to advances in science, mathematics, and medicine that made Sicily one of Europe's most sophisticated states. The kingdom's ability to weather these conflicts relied on several key strategies, maintaining a strong centralized authority that could protect minority communities, developing diplomatic relationships with both Christian and Muslim powers, creating economic interdependencies between different communities that made cooperation profitable for all, fostering a unique Sicilian identity that transcended religious differences. The conflicts faced by the Kingdom of Sicily also reveal important lessons about managing cultural diversity in times of tension. The kingdom demonstrated that strong institutions can help mediate between different cultural groups. Economic integration can create powerful incentives for cooperation. Cultural exchange can lead to technological and intellectual advancement. Leadership commitment to tolerance is crucial for maintaining multicultural harmony. Perhaps most significantly, Sicily showed that a society could embrace diversity while maintaining its strength and identity. The kingdom's ability to defend itself militarily, prosper economically, and advance culturally demonstrated that multiculturalism could be a source of power rather than weakness. The eventual decline of this multicultural experiment came not primarily from its internal contradictions, but from external forces that fundamentally altered the Mediterranean's political landscape. Yet during its height, the Kingdom of Sicily proved that diverse communities could not only coexist, but could create something greater than the sum of their parts. This historical example remains relevant today, offering insights into how societies can maintain cultural diversity while facing external pressures and internal challenges. The Kingdom of Sicily's experience suggests that successful multicultural societies require both strong institutions and a genuine commitment to protecting and valuing diversity, even in the face of opposition. The daily life in 12th century Palermo represented an extraordinary tapestry of cultural traditions, where the ordinary and the extraordinary merged in fascinating ways. This vibrant medieval metropolis pulsed with an energy rarely seen in medieval Europe, creating a unique social fabric that defined the kingdom's character. The streets of Palermo offered a sensory journey through multiple cultures. The city's layout reflected its diverse heritage, with distinct quarters that maintained their cultural identity while remaining interconnected. The Arab quarter, with its narrow winding streets and covered markets, contrasted with the wider avenues of the Norman district and the busy Jewish quarter. In the bustling marketplaces, mornings began with the Muslim call to prayer blending with church bells and the sounds of merchants setting up their stalls. Arab spice traders displayed their exotic goods beside Jewish goldsmiths crafting intricate jewelry. Greek artisans sold luxurious textiles, while Norman traders brought items from northern Europe. The air was alive with a mix of languages: Arabic, Greek, Latin, Hebrew, and diverse Romance dialects, forming a unique linguistic symphony that filled the streets of Sicily. The kingdom upheld a complex yet adaptable social structure. Norman nobility held the highest political ranks but depended greatly on administrators from all communities. A skilled multilingual class of bureaucrats, including Muslims and Jews, handled the sophisticated kingdom administration. Merchants and artisans of all faiths formed a prosperous middle class, while agricultural workers, including Muslim peasants managing advanced irrigation, were the backbone of the rural economy. Religious tolerance was more than policy, it was a way of life. Each community preserved its own religious institutions while engaging in shared civic life. Muslims continued worship in their mosques and managed religious courts. Jews ran synagogues and schools, and Christians of both Latin and Greek rites freely practiced their faith. Religious festivals of all traditions often turned into civic celebrations. The educational landscape was notably diverse. Islamic madrasas taught sciences and philosophy, Jewish schools offered religious and secular education, and Christian monasteries served as centers of learning and manuscript preservation. The royal court encouraged translation projects that united scholars across faiths. The kingdom's architecture reflected its multicultural essence. The Palatine Chapel exemplified this, with Norman architecture, Byzantine mosaics, and Islamic decorative elements. Public buildings bore inscriptions in multiple languages, and religious buildings often blended architectural styles. Urban planning itself fused Islamic, Byzantine, and Norman influences. Daily life showcased a captivating blend of customs. Cuisine incorporated Arab spices, Norman cooking techniques, and Jewish dietary laws. Clothing combined Eastern and Western elements, with nobles often adopting aspects of Arab dress. Family life preserved distinct religious traditions, yet adapted to cross-cultural influences, while entertainment featured music and storytelling from various traditions. The economy flourished through cultural collaboration. Markets were organized according to Islamic models, but integrated Norman and Byzantine practices. Agriculture combined Arab irrigation with European farming, and craft guilds included members of all backgrounds. International trade thrived due to connections with both Islamic and Christian networks. This interaction led to many innovations, new architectural styles that fused multiple influences, advanced agricultural techniques from various traditions, medical practices enriched by diverse knowledge, and unique Sicilian art forms. This social structure left a lasting legacy. New social customs bridged different traditions. Sicilian dialects incorporated words from multiple languages. Administrative practices influenced later European governments, and artistic and architectural styles shaped Mediterranean culture. The daily life in medieval Sicily demonstrates how different cultures can coexist and create new forms of social organization. This historical example shows that cultural diversity can enrich rather than divide society, creating possibilities for innovation and advancement that benefit all communities. The kingdom's social structure provided a framework where different traditions could maintain their identity while contributing to a greater whole, offering lessons that remain relevant for modern multicultural societies. The Kingdom of Sicily's history was marked by several pivotal moments that shaped its unique character and influenced the course of Mediterranean history. These events demonstrate both the kingdom's resilience and its revolutionary approach to cultural integration. The coronation of Roger II in 1130 marked a pivotal moment in Mediterranean history, symbolizing more than a ceremonial event. Roger unified Sicily and southern Italy into a single, powerful kingdom, establishing a new Mediterranean state that would shape the region's future. The ceremony itself was a unique blend of Byzantine, Norman, and Arab traditions, setting a multicultural tone for the kingdom. However, Pope Innocent II opposed Roger's coronation, sparking years of conflict that ultimately solidified Roger's determination to maintain Sicily's independence. Under his rule, a new administrative system emerged, becoming a model of multicultural governance that balanced power among diverse communities. The establishment of the Palermo Translation School represented an intellectual renaissance in Sicily, bringing scholars from 3 continents together to translate critical Greek and Arabic works into Latin. This school became a hub for transmitting classical knowledge to medieval Europe, preserving and disseminating important texts in mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. The movement fostered unprecedented intellectual exchanges among Islamic, Jewish, and Christian scholars, leading to the translation of notable works such as Ptolemy's Almagest, Arabic astronomical tables, Greek philosophical texts, and a variety of medical treatises. The religious tensions of 1161 posed a serious threat to Sicily's multicultural framework, as disputes among religious communities ignited civil unrest. This crisis tested the kingdom's ability to manage religious diversity within its institutional framework. Royal authorities faced the challenge of maintaining order while respecting cultural autonomy. The successful resolution of the crisis underscored the resilience of Sicily's multicultural model. Key issues during this period included property disputes among religious groups, conflicts over judicial authority, tensions in mixed neighborhoods, and economic competition among communities. With the arrival of the Hohenstaufen dynasty, particularly under the reign of Frederick II, Sicily's cultural synthesis reached new heights. Frederick II, known as Wonder of the World, expanded the kingdom's intellectual horizons and founded the University of Naples in 1224, one of Europe's first state universities. His court welcomed scholars from all three major faiths, and he conducted diplomatic relations with Muslim rulers, even as he led a crusade. Frederick's notable achievements included the promotion of vernacular literature, encouragement of scientific experimentation, significant legal reforms, and architectural innovations that enriched Sicily's cultural landscape. Other significant developments during this era shaped the kingdom's unique character. The Assizes of Ariano in 1140 established a unified legal code that honored Sicily's diverse religious and cultural traditions, laying the groundwork for multicultural governance. The development of Sicilian architecture, epitomized by the Palatine Chapel and the Cathedral of Monreale, created a distinct Arab-Norman style. Economic innovations flourished, including the introduction of advanced agricultural techniques, the growth of the silk and sugar industries, and the establishment of sophisticated financial systems. These innovations fostered a unique blend of artistic styles, a vibrant vernacular literature, and advancements in scientific knowledge. The long-term impact and legacy of these events shaped the Mediterranean and beyond. Politically, Sicily's governance model influenced later European administrative systems and demonstrated the viability of religious coexistence. Culturally, Sicily preserved classical knowledge and created distinctive artistic and architectural styles that influenced Mediterranean culture. Scientifically, Sicily became a conduit for transmitting mathematical, astronomical, and medical knowledge, advancing understanding across these fields. Socially, the kingdom developed new models of social organization, managed religious diversity effectively, and established lasting patterns of cultural exchange. The significance of these events extends beyond their immediate historical context. They demonstrate how societies can successfully manage cultural diversity and religious differences while promoting intellectual and economic advancement. The Kingdom of Sicily's experience offers valuable lessons for modern multicultural societies, showing how institutional frameworks, cultural exchange, and enlightened leadership can create conditions for successful cultural integration and social harmony. These turning points in Sicily's history reveal that cultural diversity, when properly managed, can be a source of strength and innovation rather than conflict. The kingdom's ability to weather crises and emerge stronger suggests that multicultural societies can be both stable and dynamic, capable of generating new forms of cultural expression while preserving distinct traditions. The Kingdom of Sicily emerged as one of medieval Europe's most vibrant intellectual and cultural centers, where the convergence of different traditions created an unparalleled environment for learning and artistic innovation. The kingdom's scientific community was a prime example of cross-cultural collaboration, where Muslim, Christian, and Jewish scholars worked together to push the boundaries of knowledge. In astronomy, Muslim astronomers refined existing celestial calculations, integrating Greek, Arab, and Latin astronomical traditions. They developed new astronomical instruments, created precise tables, and built observatories that blended different methodological approaches. In mathematics, Arabic numerals were introduced to European mathematics, revolutionizing the field. Advanced algebraic concepts were developed, merging Greek geometric traditions with Arabic innovations, and practical mathematical applications for commerce were created. Classical mathematical texts were translated and preserved, ensuring the transmission of knowledge to future generations. In the medical field, the Kingdom of Sicily exemplified a collaborative approach that combined different cultural medical traditions. Jewish physicians incorporated Arabic medical knowledge, while Islamic medical texts were translated into Latin and Greek. Byzantine healing traditions merged with Arab pharmacology, leading to the development of new surgical techniques. Comprehensive medical handbooks were created, and hospitals were established that combined different medical traditions. New pharmaceutical preparations were developed, and advances in understanding anatomy were made. The integration of preventive medicine concepts laid the foundation for the creation of medical training programs that would shape the future of healthcare. Sicilian artistic and architectural achievements were marked by the creation of unique synthetic styles. Arab Norman architecture emerged as a distinctive blend, incorporating Byzantine mosaic techniques in Norman buildings and Islamic decorative elements in Christian churches. This synthesis of different architectural traditions resulted in innovative solutions and the development of new construction techniques. In the visual arts, Byzantine iconography fused with Islamic geometric patterns, creating new artistic styles in manuscript illumination. Decorative motifs were created that incorporated various calligraphic traditions, while innovations in metalwork and textile design led to a rich material culture that showcased the kingdom's cultural diversity. The Kingdom of Sicily fostered remarkable literary achievements through its translation movement, which involved the systematic translation of Greek and Arabic texts. Scholars developed precise translation methodologies, creating multilingual scholarly communities that preserved classical knowledge and transmitted Eastern learning to Western Europe. Literary production flourished, with vernacular literature emerging alongside multilingual poetry. Epic narratives were translated, oral traditions were preserved, and new literary forms were innovated, reflecting the kingdom's cultural and linguistic diversity. The kingdom also developed sophisticated systems for transmitting knowledge. Multilingual schools were created, along with libraries, scriptoria, and scholarly networks that facilitated international academic exchange. Knowledge management systems were established, with comprehensive libraries, cataloging methods, and protocols for translation. Scholarly debates were organized, and research findings were documented, ensuring that intellectual progress continued across generations. Technological innovations were another hallmark of the kingdom's success. Advanced irrigation systems were developed, along with innovations in shipbuilding, which helped to facilitate trade and exploration. New architectural solutions were created, and agricultural technology was improved. Fortification designs advanced, and technical arts saw the development of new textile production methods, metalworking techniques, and ceramics. The creation of new musical instruments and improvements in agricultural practices further contributed to the kingdom's technological and cultural advancements. This unique environment fostered new forms of cultural expression, from artistic fusion to social innovation. New musical styles were created, unique decorative arts emerged, and innovative textile designs were developed. New architectural styles and artistic traditions flourished as diverse influences blended into a distinct Sicilian culture. Socially, new customs were developed, leading to the formation of multicultural celebrations, the evolution of unique dietary practices, and the creation of new linguistic expressions. Cross-cultural protocols were established, promoting cooperation and mutual respect among the diverse communities within the kingdom. The legacy of the Kingdom of Sicily's intellectual and cultural achievements had a lasting impact on Europe and beyond. The kingdom played a key role in influencing European intellectual development by preserving classical knowledge, creating new artistic styles, and shaping educational methods. Translation traditions were established that allowed knowledge to flow freely between cultures. In modern times, the Kingdom of Sicily serves as a model for multicultural collaboration and successful knowledge integration. Its example of cultural synthesis remains relevant, demonstrating the possibilities for cooperation across cultures and providing a blueprint for institutional development and intellectual exchange that continues to inspire today. The Kingdom of Sicily's cultural and intellectual achievements demonstrate how the interaction of different traditions can create new forms of knowledge and expression. This historical example shows that cultural diversity, when properly supported and encouraged, can lead to remarkable advances in science, art, and learning. The kingdom's success in fostering intellectual and cultural achievement offers valuable lessons for modern societies seeking to manage and benefit from cultural diversity. The kingdom's approach to knowledge and culture demonstrates that significant advances often occur at the intersection of different traditions. By creating institutional frameworks that supported collaboration while respecting distinct traditions, Sicily generated innovations that would have been impossible within any single cultural tradition. This historical example continues to offer insights into how societies can harness cultural diversity for intellectual and artistic advancement. The Kingdom of Sicily emerged as a vital bridge between Islamic civilization and Christian Europe, establishing itself as one of medieval history's most remarkable crossroads of culture and commerce. Positioned strategically at the heart of the Mediterranean, Sicily's ports became vibrant meeting points where East truly met West. In the bustling harbors of Palermo, Messina, and Syracuse, Venetian and Genoese merchants would dock their vessels alongside ships from Cairo, Damascus, and Constantinople. The air filled with a cacophony of languages as traders haggled over precious silks from Byzantium, spices from Arabia, and fine textiles from North Africa. These ports served not merely as commercial hubs, but as gateways for the exchange of ideas, technologies, and cultural practices. The influence of Arab agricultural expertise transformed Sicily's landscape and economy profoundly. The introduction of sophisticated irrigation systems, including the Cannet underground water channels, revolutionized farming practices. Arab farmers brought with them new crops that would forever change Sicily's agricultural profile. Citrus fruits brightened the island's orchards, sugar cane swayed in coastal plantations, and cotton fields dotted the countryside. These innovations not only enhanced local agriculture, but also positioned Sicily as a major exporter of these valuable commodities to European markets. The kingdom's relationship with the Byzantine Empire remained particularly significant. Greek remained an administrative language, and Byzantine artistic influences were evident in the magnificent mosaics that adorned Sicily's churches and palaces. The continued presence of Greek Orthodox communities maintained cultural ties with Constantinople, even as the kingdom developed its unique identity. Commercial relationships extended far beyond the Mediterranean. Sicilian ports served as crucial waypoints for traders traveling between the Baltic Sea and the Levant. Amber from the north would pass through Syracuse on its way to Alexandria, while precious stones from India would pause in Palermo before continuing to Venice. This extensive trade network brought unprecedented wealth to the kingdom and established Sicily as a crucial player in medieval international commerce. The kingdom's diplomatic relations were equally sophisticated. The Norman rulers maintained ambassadors in both Muslim and Christian courts, skillfully balancing relationships with potentially hostile powers. This diplomatic finesse allowed Sicily to maintain its independence and unique cultural character while avoiding major conflicts with its powerful neighbors. The influence of Islamic intellectual traditions was particularly profound. Arab scholars brought with them advanced knowledge in mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and philosophy. The royal court in Palermo became a center for the translation of Arabic texts into Latin, helping to transmit crucial scientific and philosophical works to medieval Europe. This intellectual exchange would later contribute significantly to the European Renaissance. Cultural influences flowed in multiple directions. While Sicily absorbed elements from various civilizations, it also exported its own unique synthesis. The Norman Arab Byzantine architectural style developed in Sicily influenced building practices throughout the Mediterranean. Sicilian silk production, learning from Byzantine and Arab techniques, produced distinctive styles that were highly prized in European markets. The kingdom's naval expertise, combining Norman shipbuilding traditions with Arab navigation techniques, made it a formidable maritime power. Sicilian ships protected vital Mediterranean trade routes, while its admirals developed sophisticated nautical charts that improved medieval navigation. Perhaps most significantly, Sicily demonstrated how different cultures could not only coexist but thrive together. The kingdom's ability to synthesize diverse influences into a coherent whole served as a powerful example of cultural integration. While much of medieval Europe was marked by religious conflict, Sicily showed how Islamic, Byzantine, and Western European traditions could combine to create something greater than their individual parts. This legacy of cultural synthesis and exchange continued to influence Mediterranean civilization long after the kingdom's political decline. Modern Sicily's culture, cuisine, architecture, and language still bear witness to this remarkable period of cross-cultural fertilization. The kingdom's example of successful cultural integration and international exchange offers valuable lessons for our own increasingly interconnected world. The Kingdom of Sicily stands as a remarkable testament to human potential for cultural harmony and innovation. In an era when religious warfare dominated European consciousness, this Mediterranean realm crafted a different narrative, one that continues to resonate with profound significance in our modern world. The architectural legacy of medieval Sicily tells a compelling story of cultural fusion. Today, visitors to Palermo's Palatine Chapel stand in awe before its stunning synthesis of Norman, Byzantine, and Islamic artistic traditions. The Cathedral of Montreal, with its blend of Latin Christian architecture and Eastern artistic elements, continues to inspire architects and artists. These monuments serve not merely as tourist attractions, but as enduring proof that different artistic traditions can combine to create works of transcendent beauty. In Sicilian cuisine, we find the living legacy of this medieval synthesis. The island's distinctive culinary traditions blend Norman, Arab, and Mediterranean influences. The use of citrus, pine nuts, and raisins in savory dishes, the tradition of sweet and sour flavoring, and the sophisticated pastry-making techniques all trace their origins to this remarkable period of cultural exchange. Every cannolo, arancino, and pasta alla norma tells a story of cultural integration that has enriched human civilization. The linguistic heritage of medieval Sicily survives in the modern Sicilian dialect, which includes words derived from Arabic, Greek, Norman French, and Latin. This linguistic mixture reflects the enduring impact of medieval Sicily's multilingual society. Place names throughout the island, from Marsala to Caltanissetta, bear witness to this rich linguistic heritage. Perhaps the most significant legacy lies in the realm of ideas. The kingdom demonstrated that religious tolerance and cultural diversity could serve as foundations for societal prosperity. In an age when much of Europe viewed religious and cultural differences as threats, Sicily showed how such differences could become sources of strength and innovation. This medieval experiment in multiculturalism offers valuable insights for our contemporary world as it grapples with questions of cultural integration and religious coexistence. The kingdom's administrative innovations also left a lasting mark. Its sophisticated bureaucracy, which effectively managed a diverse population through multilingual administration and respect for different legal traditions, provided a model for later governmental systems. The practice of incorporating local customs and traditions into a broader legal framework demonstrated how unity could be achieved without enforcing uniformity. In the realm of education and knowledge transfer, Sicily's legacy is particularly profound. The kingdom's role in transmitting Arabic and Greek learning to Latin Europe contributed significantly to the intellectual renaissance of medieval Europe. The translation movement centered in Sicily helped preserve and transmit crucial scientific and philosophical works that might otherwise have been lost to Western civilization. The kingdom's commercial legacy transformed Mediterranean trade patterns. The sophisticated trading networks established during this period laid the groundwork for later commercial developments. The introduction of new agricultural techniques and crops permanently altered European agriculture, while innovations in textile production and craftsmanship influenced industrial practices throughout the Mediterranean. Modern Sicily's cultural landscape continues to reflect this medieval heritage. Religious festivals often incorporate elements from different traditions, while social customs blend various cultural influences. The island's markets still echo with the multicultural vibrancy that characterized medieval times, though in modern forms. Cultural diversity can be a source of strength and innovation rather than weakness and division. The kingdom's success stemmed from its ability to harness the talents and traditions of different communities. Religious tolerance can coexist with deep faith. Different religious communities maintain their distinct identities while participating in a shared civic culture. Leadership plays a crucial role in fostering cultural integration. The vision and policies of Sicily's rulers created an environment where diversity could flourish. Economic prosperity often follows from cultural openness. The kingdom's commercial success was inextricably linked to its multicultural character. The story of medieval Sicily reminds us that even in times of widespread conflict and intolerance, alternative models of human society are possible. As our world continues to struggle with questions of cultural identity, religious coexistence, and social integration, the example of this remarkable kingdom offers both inspiration and practical lessons. In essence, medieval Sicily represents more than just an interesting historical case study. It stands as a powerful reminder that humanity's greatest achievements often emerge from the meeting and mixing of different cultures, traditions, and ways of thinking. This legacy continues to inspire and instruct, suggesting possibilities for building bridges across cultural divides in our own time.